Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Plainly Bitcoin. Back with another video trying to educate you guys, not give financial advice, but educate you guys on Bitcoin and just investing in general. I want you guys to understand that investing is essential at these times when there's a lot of uncertainty. The US dollar isn't doing too good. It's on its last legs. We could tell because we're in debt. The China is trying to go away from the dollar. There's a lot happening. The US dollar has lost a lot of its value since 1971. The dollar did a lot of good things. We have a lot of things got built during these last 50 years. A lot of things got built. We have great infrastructure, great technology, all because of the US dollar. It's not all because of the US dollar, but it has a lot to do with it. But all good things have to come to an end. So I try to teach you guys about investing because it's essential in these times because they are printing a lot of money. Everybody puts their dollars into assets. That's what the rich do. That's why housing is so unaffordable, because they buy up these properties solely for investment purposes. These big companies like BlackRock have houses that are not even lived in. They're straight used for investing vehicles because they know that the dollar is weakening. Okay, with that being said, let's get into the article. As you can see, Bitcoin's price has crashed. We hit an all-time high last week, last Saturday, last Sunday, 126, and it came all the way down just that fast. I'm just making this video to let you guys know that Bitcoin does this. This is not new. This is nothing out of the ordinary. The main reason why this happens is because risk on assets, which technically Bitcoin is a risk on asset because it's new, because it's new. There's really no reason. And if it's new, then investors just call it risky. And this risk is volatile and it's new and it's easy to move the price because it's only a couple $1 trillion. That sounds like it's a lot, but when you look in the big picture, like there's $400 trillion circulating the world or something like that. So $2 trillion is nothing. So it's easy to move the markets. But volatility is what brings the high reward. But I'm just here to tell you guys that this is nothing new, and there's the fundamentals. Nothing happened with Bitcoin's technology. It's still the same. It's still trucking on TikTok next block. There's nothing. Bitcoin didn't get hacked. There is nothing. Nothing got changed in the code. It's just macro news swings Bitcoin's price because it's sensitive to news, because it's a risky asset. So this is normal, you guys. You can't get scared. If you have a long-term view, then this should be nothing, which should be your view anyway. in my opinion. This is not financial advice, but to me, that's the safest way. It's what I do. It's worked for me. I've been investing for 8 years, and being a long-term investor, I have not lost any money. I'm up. So you have to have a long term. You should have a long term view when it comes to investing, especially with Bitcoin. Let's get an article. Let's see what they're talking about. Bitcoin's price dropped to the 108,000 range today as escalating U.S. China trade tensions and tariffs talks sent shockwaves through global markets. President Donald Trump on Truth Social today. President Donald Trump posted on Truth Social today that China has announced aggressive and unprecedented export control on nearly all products, affecting all countries starting November 1st, 2025. In response, Trump said that the U.S. will impose 100% tariff on Chinese goods and enforce export controls on critical software from the same date. Bitcoin price dumped as a result of the news, dumping roughly from 117,000 in early afternoon to below 108,000 at the time of writing. The Bitcoin price is back to the 113 price range with high volatility. At times, the Bitcoin price was down roughly 10%, with many other cryptocurrencies down 20 to 40%. Markets react to U.S.-China trade tensions. Global markets sold off early today following President Trump's announcement of plans to dramatically increase tariffs of Chinese goods. The move came in response to Beijing's new restrictions on rare earth exports, which the U.S. president accused China of using to monopolize critical resources. China's tightened export controls now extend to foreign made products that contain or were processed using rare Chinese rare earths, signaling a major escalation in the trade dispute. The policy expansion targeting defense, semiconductors, and AI sectors sparked concerns of a global supply chain shock. Risk assets broadly tumbled today with the S&P falling 2% and the Nasdaq falling 2.7%. Trump also canceled a planned meeting with Xi Jinping at APEC, vowing to financially counter Trump's move. Trump earlier described Beijing's actions as sinister and hostile, claiming the U.S. holds even greater leverage but had refrained from using it until now. Crypto-related stocks like Circle, Robinhood, Coinbase, and MicroStrategy climbed between 3 and 12% throughout the day. Bitcoin price reaction. Bitcoin started October on a tear, hitting fresh all-time highs above 126,000 during the first week of the month, before easing back into the 121 range in recent days. Market analysis say the rally reflects what many describe as the euphoria phase of ongoing bull cycle, a stage historically marked by rapid price acceleration and growing retail enthusiasm. If past cycles are any guide, the current momentum could propel Bitcoin towards the $180,000 range before sentiment cools. So I'm just making this video to let you guys know, if you guys are new to crypto, that this is normal. You guys really shouldn't panic. They want you to panic. You really shouldn't have no fear. When prices go down, that's when you actually should be buying. That's what a lot of people don't know, and it's hard for people to do that. But Bitcoin has a lot of qualities. Bitcoin is really new. Bitcoin is different. It's outside the system. It should be a no-brainer. But I understand people don't really know stuff, like nothing about money. But I'm here to tell you guys that Bitcoin is a good buy. It's not financial advice, but it's outside the system. The dollar isn't backed by anything. Bitcoin is referred to as digital gold. Bitcoin is backed by computing power and energy. Alright, you guys. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. Do your own research. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.